But I think the biggest thing I came away from the campaign with was this: the spoiler effect is devastating for us. You can go back, there have been 180 years, 46 presidential campaigns. The independent left has only got over 4% 5 times. Twice the Free Soil Party, the People's Party, Debs one time in the Socialist Party, and La Follette in 1924, a century ago. And even then, they were distant thirds, because that lesser evil has an impact. We saw it in 2020. Now it's worse, because the Republicans are not just a conservative party. They're an extremist, racist, autocratic, authoritarian party. So most progressives feel they got to vote defensively more than ever, which makes it harder for us more than ever. But I think the good side of that is we can advance ranked choice voting, particularly ranked choice voting in multi-member districts, to get proportional representation on legislative bodies, city councils, county legislatures, state legislatures, and then Congress. We have now 52 jurisdictions that are local and 2 states. We have campaigns in 45 states for ranked choice voting. These are reforms that we're winning and can win. And particularly if we can get the PR version, the proportional representation version for multi-member districts, we can open up the political system so they can't say we're spoilers. And in the legislative bodies, we get our fair share of representation. And I think we get to that kind of system, the Greens are at least a 20% party. We may be a 30% party. We may be the majoritarian party. If you look at our policies, Green New Deal, Medicare for all, student debt relief, Biden and Trump were opposed, we were for it, but it didn't reflect that in the political system given its structure. So I think these are key campaigns for ranked choice voting and proportional representation that we need to emphasize in our local work. And I'll just mention, of course, the Electoral College is a farce. You know, of 50 presidential campaigns since they first started counting in 1824, 19 have been won by a president with a plurality, not a majority. And in 5 of those cases, the president lost the popular vote. And, you know what happened in 2016. What people don't know is what almost happened in 2020. If a little over 23,000 votes had flipped in Arizona, Wisconsin, and Georgia, those electoral votes gone to Trump, would have been a tie in the electoral vote, 269-269. Would have gone to the House under the 12th Amendment, 1 state, 1 vote, 26 of the states were majority Republican. Trump would have become president, almost became president, even though he was 7.1 million votes behind and lost by 4.1%. And you know, how do we tolerate this ridiculous farce? So, of course, to change it, people think, well, we got to amend the Constitution. That's hard as hell. There's actually an article coming out, Rob Ritchie and a group of lawyers, soon in the Harvard Law and Policy Review, which says we can do it by legislation. And basically what you do is have a common ranked choice ballot across the states, have the Election Assistance Commission tally those nationally, and do a ranked choice vote. It could be done under the 12th Amendment and Article 1, I think it's section, forget which section, but the executive. It gives the Congress the authority over presidential elections. So that's a much easier path. And I think it's time to take on the Electoral College. Another issue which the For the People Act didn't address, which the Republicans have made an issue, and that is vote counting and election certification. They're now passing laws. We see it in Georgia, where the legislature's usurping the authority to count the votes and certify elections from independently elected secretaries of state and nonpartisan or bipartisan county boards of elections. So they've already started in Georgia. They are going after Democratic and particularly Black members of county boards of election, and the Secretary of State has been stripped of his powers. The legislature makes the final decision. So these Republican legislatures are setting themselves up to steal elections. And when it comes to the presidential election, they're setting themselves up to steal that, because in the Congress, they will get their people there through partisan gerrymandering and the states they control, and they will refuse to certify the states. Probably a Democrat would win and steal the presidential election. I mean, that's what I mean. Our representative democracy is in real jeopardy.